He's up to 1,500. Now, I'll tell you, he's right when he says he's raised infinitely more than Creator Clash 2.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're back with yet again another video on one of the only dramas on the internet at the moment, the Hassans H3 iDubbbz pipeline. Of course, as you can tell from the title, this video is about more going over Creator Clash 3 and the brand new updates we've had from Hassans Content Nuke watch stream, where he's raised some money for, you know, charity, H3's reaction to that and the content deputy, so we will be covering that, but our focus is on the Creator Clash 3. Now, if you have no idea about Creator Clash 3, I highly recommend you watch my latest 2 videos on the whole iDubbbz H3 situation, as that gives quite a good picture of what we're talking about. First thing that I actually want to take a look here is H3's content deputy reaction, because he says lots of interesting things about Creator Clash, and I also quickly want to go over his reaction to iDubbbz's justification of the CPS call.
Why? I mean, yeah, we're the ones that were supporting you, remember?
Yeah, we're well aware because we're the ones that fucking basically made that event successful for you.
We operated at a loss, and I take full responsibility for that. We did band together. The community and the fighters involved ended up raising $175,000 for charity.
That's fun. You could have done that without the event.
Exactly. This is the point that I and many others have been making, is that you didn't need the Creator Clash event to be able to raise that money. Creator Clash 2 still didn't make any money for charity, but this live stream did, which is a great thing, but you can't go around saying that Creator Clash 2 was worth it because you made money on this stream. You could have done that regardless. Creator Clash 2 was still a horrific failure.
People spend. He's trying to justify this. You had people spending money to go to your event. Okay. Their money did not go to charity.
I do want to kind of give a fair warning for this section. I'm going to be agreeing with Ethan quite a lot, because these viewpoints are a lot that I share and lots of other content creators and viewers share. The fact that Creator Clash 2 lost all of this money, none of it went to charity, and then he did a charity live stream and has acted since like that makes up for it, is just completely shocking to me, because the people that spent money on that event, their money didn't go to charity. Like, genuinely great. You did a charity stream, it raised a lot of money for charity, that's incredible. But that's not Creator Clash 2. Creator Clash 2 didn't make money for charity, your stream did.
It went to lavish fucking parties. There was an anecdote, I don't know if we recovered it, of Anissa being like, we went to the lavish ball, this huge party where everyone was celebrating, and we knew we had already lost
This
money.
is another reason why I don't get why Anissa and iDubbbz wanted to do a Creator Clash 3. Creator Clash 2 made no money for charity, and how they dealt with it, the communication and what they spent the money on and how it went down was genuinely grotesque. I don't know why you'd want to put yourself in a position like that again, and of course Creator Clash 3 has been a horrific failure so far.
Ela, I'm not going to blame you guys for anything Creator Clash related. I know you're terrified of taking accountability for anything, so...
Bro.
That
What? Like, what?
I just have nothing to say to that. I genuinely have nothing to say to that.
Like I put up in my first reaction to the content deputy and when I made my video, the fact that iDubbbz is trying to blame H3 here is genuinely insane. It was iDubbbz's decision to drop the content card when he did. He could have waited until after Creator Clash 3 to drop it, but no, he insisted on dropping it before, which absolutely nuked this event. Not that it was doing very well anyways, but this killed it before it even had a single chance.
I'm terrified of what?
By the way, he goes...
And you're not going to do what? Blame us, and then you continue to actually blame us?
He says,
what?
I take full accountability. That being said, it's your fault.
Oh my god.
You want me to take the blame for your event failing, bro? Holy shit. And by the way, there was a text exchange that leaked.
Well, that is in relation to Freddie Wong. We went over his Discord messages about Creator Clash and the fact there's been zero communication, which just showed how badly Creator Clash 3 is being run, about the fact that all of these fighters are finding out about all of this news and updates at the exact same time as the general public. It's really, really bad.
Imagine for a moment that all of these people who have been training for this fight, who are wondering what's going on with all this drama, are hearing this now for the first time.
Yeah.
I would feel so disrespected.
In my mind, I just don't see how hard it is to let your fighters know that you and your wife, Anissa, are taking a step back from Creator Clash, so this is what's going on, and actually fill them in step by step to, you know, actually show some respect to the people that are taking time out of their busy schedules to fight on your so-called charity event. If I was a fighter and that's how I found out that Anissa and iDubbbz were taking a step back from Creator Clash 3 and things weren't looking so good, I would have 100% pull out of the fight, regardless if it was for charity charity or not. This would be a complete deal breaker because there's zero communication going on.
How less consideration can you give for human beings? Dude. You are not good at this. You really are not.
That's why you would have thought that after the failed second event that Anissa and iDubbbz wouldn't be trying anything out like this ever again, and if they do try anything out like this ever again, that they wouldn't try and hinder their event by dropping something like, I don't know, a content cop on H3 months before the event, which completely tanked it. You would expect them not to do something like that. They genuinely shouldn't be in charge of any of these events, and they should have been in the first place.
I did. And now I've realized, like, I can't really have my cake and eat it too. It's
Only
either
now?
You're gonna talk shit like a foul beast on the internet, or you're gonna have a charity event. You know, it really can't be both. I'm very proud of the event that we made with Creator Clash. It's still happening,
No,
June 28th.
This event is not happening. I would obviously, I'm making a prediction. I don't think this event is happening.
We don't know if Creator Clash 3 will actually happen or not. I heavily doubt that it will happen, and if it does happen, I don't think it will happen to a full extent, and if it does genuinely happen, I reckon it will be a catastrophic failure. Like, you know, 4 people turning up to watch them, you know, maybe 3 fighters actually turn up to fight because they feel so disrespected.
And I want you to nash and burn. And not even from purely from your own incompetency, right? Like, that's the best part to me, is that this failure of your making, it's all on you. It's all on you guys. And it just makes me feel so happy.
And I 100% agree with Ethan here. It is 100% iDubbbz and Anissa's fault. It's their decisions that has led them to this. And a lot of people be saying, well, you're cheering on the downfall of a charity event that has been poorly run, and the last one that they did didn't even make any money, and it very much looked like Creator Clash 3 was going down the same road. It's May 2025. They can't keep hiding behind, this is a charity event, you can't critique it, you can't expose this, you can't talk about this, when we know that it's a complete and utter failure. Now, of course, there is plenty more Creator Clash stuff to get into, but we are still going over this content deputy reaction from H3, and before we just wrap up this segment of the video, I do want to take a look at what Ethan Klein had to say in response to the bizarre CPS section that iDubbbz included in his video.
Comments on your Reddit.
iDubbbz omitting the CPS call from the content cop should be a bigger story. What's wrong with this post? That's exactly right.
It's saying, like, it happened because of the CPS call.
No, what?
And I think this is the reaction that pretty much everyone had watching this segment. Not one person has ever said that iDubbbz and Anissa were responsible for the CPS call, that they were the ones that called it. Even the pictures they put up on screen in this content deputy video don't actually show that. People are just talking about how it's weird that he admitted it from the video, that he didn't bring it up, he didn't mention it, he didn't bring up the context to the clips he was showing about the CPS call. He just didn't talk about it. That's what they're complaining about and talking about in regards to iDubbbz. Not that he personally called the CPS call or was somehow responsible for it. Nobody is saying that. And the fact that iDubbbz is saying that whilst putting screenshots on screen that go against that narrative is just hilarious.
That's literally, it doesn't say that.
Layered those flavors, and then Anissa and I got a bunch of harassment. We had nothing to do with the CPS call. What are all these fucking comments on your Reddit saying, like, it happened because of the CPS call?
What? What is he saying?
I don't know what to say.
I'm going to draw comparisons to another response that I recently went over, and that was I'm Alex's response. And the thing that he did in that response was he would put out of context screenshots and things that just didn't say the things that he was saying on screen to try and prove his point. And it, of course, didn't work because the things that he put on screen were actively going against the things he was saying. This is exactly the same thing iDubbbz has done here, and I just don't know how this has made it out into the public when this on screen just doesn't say what he's trying to say.
I don't know what to say.
That's not what it says on the screen. iDubbbz omitting the CPS call from the content cop should be a bigger story. The main part of his video is that Ethan and Eli are crazy for asking them to denounce the frog guy. But that was because of the CPS call. It blows my mind that he didn't mention it since it's so crucial to the story.
Yeah.
Even the clips he used were right when the CPS visit happened and Ethan and Eli were super rattled. The video is so full of toxic manipulation and intentional misrepresentation, it's genuinely disturbing.
My theory for how this happened, right, is they definitely went on H3 subreddit and whatever else subreddits, put CPS into the search bar, found his name and, you know, the word CPS, took screenshots of it, put it on the screen and just hoped for the best. Probably didn't read the post, didn't read what they were actually saying, and just hoped that they were proving their point. But of course, they just simply haven't.
People are quite reasonably concerned.
No.
And so,
Not
yes,
reasonable.
anyone who's seeing that content might be concerned enough.
Okay, this
It's
is bad.
not reasonable, actually.
Pulls up these clips from our chat.
There's genuinely so much to say about his justification of the CPS call. For one, it's absolutely absurd and outrageous that he would even go there to justify it, and two, it's hilariously proof that he puts on screen to try and insinuate that maybe Ethan Klein's own viewers called CPS on him.
As proof that our audience is genuinely concerned. Kaka Klein's. It was her. I think it was Amy P that called CPS.
I kind of recommend that you go and watch the full H3 reaction to this content deputy because he really breaks it down and breaks it apart. It's so easy to do because the content deputy is 10 times as bad of a video than the original content cop even was, which I thought a few weeks ago that would be impossible to say. Now we've got loads more clips from Hassan and loads of other reactions from H3, but before we get into that, I do want to kind of read a few things, one about refunds and one thing from Nicholas Dioro, a tweet that he put out, which I thought would be important to share here in context to Creator Clash 3. Creator Clash refund request. Hi there, thanks for reaching out. We've received your refund request for upcoming Creator Clash livestream event on June 28th. As a one-time exception for our usual refund policy on livestream events, we are able to accommodate your request. If you'd like to proceed, please confirm by 5 PM PT on May the 7th. Unfortunately, we weren't able to accommodate requests submitted after this deadline. We're excited about the event and I hope you'll still consider tuning in. Creator Clash 3 100% need to be more clear on the refunds. They would probably need to make a separate post explaining it better because there are going to be loads of people that want refunds. People that they want to go and see fight aren't fighting anymore. There's loads of changes to the event, so I 100% understand that people want refunds, and I 100% think that Creator Clash 3 should put out a response of some type making this very clear how you can do this, where to go, and that this is a possible thing to be able to do. Nicholas Dioro wrote, prior to this announcement, Ian and Anissa raised 18,000 outside of Ian's 15k contributions, 1.5 months left. I learned last night that Stand Up to Cancer is literally Creator Clash 3's charity component. There is no guarantee any of the ticket or pay-per-view sales actually go to charity. When you buy a ticket for Creator Clash 3, your money goes towards event costs, like previous years. Only the excess goes to charity, like last year, there was no excuses. Ian and Anissa added this Tiltify donate button separately to ePay for donations, and so they could call their event a charity event. Money Hassan inevitably raises outside of the Creator Clash 3 event today on stream will just be used to justify the event's existence, despite not actually having anything to do with it. This makes it more confusing as to why there are no pay-per-view refunds. I thought those were already pledged to a charity. Not the case. There is no guarantee any of the money goes to charity at all. The tagline "Influencers will pay" should be changed to "Influencers will party." When you go to buy a pay-per-view ticket to Creator Clash 3, there is a weird FOMO countdown to nothing. There are grocery store donation beg buttons that can be applied as add-ons. Minor correction, I got confused with the mechanics. Ian didn't contribute 15k of his own money. That counts for people who use this link. Hassan has now blown this out of the water just 8 minutes into the content nuke. In 97 days, iDubbbz and another creator raised around $33,000 for charity with its sinking Creator Clash 3 event promo. In a few hours, Hassan Piker raised $190,000 watching a YouTube drama video. Creator Clash is worthless as an event and doesn't need to exist. This is comparable to when Creator Clash 2 netted $0 for charity from the event, but an iDubbbz torture stream raised $180,000 begging fans to fix it. This Tiltify donation system exists solely to ask you, the viewer, to protect Ian's reputation if they overspend on their clout vacation again. He's just doing the begging before the event this time. So without working as a great precursor, let's jump straight into the Hassan reaction to the content nuke and the charity aspect, you know, the stuff for Creator Clash 3 mainly.
I wanted to fundraise for iDubbbz's charity that was under attack. iDubbbz will explain his side of things later as well, but him and Anissa basically relinquished control over Creator Clash 3, a boxing charity match that they had put together 3rd year in a row.
By the wording here, Hassan is making it seem like it's a horrifically successful charity event, right? Year after year, they've made bank after bank for charity, right? They are such a successful boxing event, but that's just simply not the case whatsoever. He's making Anissa and iDubbbz to be victims here, when again, that's just simply not the case.
After Ethan got Lena to drop out, she was supposed to fight. Lena is one of the employees at H3 Productions.
This is simply just a lie. There are several clips of H3 saying that he was fine for Lena to continue fighting in this boxing event, but of course, for obvious reasons, she didn't want to anymore.
And also another fighter, Harley, also dropped out because he was upset and offended that Ian and iDubbbz had dared to criticize Ethan
I find this really funny because Harley then immediately came out and said that, you know, this just simply isn't the case. He is lying, or someone lied to him. That's not why I backed out of the event. See, ladies and gentlemen, of course, Hassan is a very trustworthy individual, and you should just believe everything that comes out of his mouth.
How can you claim to actually...
Dude. What's up, Ian?
I've got to talk about this, right, because it's hilarious how they wheeled out the cuck chair for him, stuck him in a corner, and he just has no idea what's going on in this entire video. iDubbbz has no idea what's happening in this stream, he just sits there.
Hold on.
Orange justice.
Simply, what is he doing here? It's genuinely like he's escaped the mental facility, the special educational needs school, and he's just run straight into somebody's home and started doing Fortnite dances. I mean, geez, not even Hassan looks very impressed by whatever iDubbbz is doing behind him.
iDubbbz is doing an anti-Semitic dance, and through the interwebs, he's actually communicating in a very scary anti-Semitic manner. No, bad empanada in my Discord says, tell iDubbbz to get off the cuck chair and pick up the sword. Do it. I don't even. Oh, I put it back up on the mantle, prominently placed in my living room.
I want to thank Yeet for that clip because genuinely the Hassan stream is incredibly painful to watch. I watched, you know, a good amount of it, skipped through a good amount of it, and it's incredibly painful to watch, and that edit just, you know, made my day. There's genuinely not much more of the Hassan reactions to the content nuke that I really want to tap on in this video. It's not really entertaining, not really interesting for me to talk about, especially in relation to Creat 3, but there are some great reactions currently going on from H3 over this reaction.
He's up to, let's see here. How does this work? He's up to 1,500. Now, I'll tell you, he's right when he says he's raised infinitely more than Creator Clash 2.
Cameron is very nice.
Which was $0. They raised $0 for charity.
Is it mathematically correct to call that infinitely?
I do love how everyone's just unanimously come together to shit on the failure which was Creator Clash 2, and quickly whilst we're on the topic of this iDubbbz content cop which dropped by this certain creator, this creator actually reached out to me and I got to see a snippet of it before it came out. I even left a comment on it, and you know, I'm proud to flex this, right? It got the most likes on the video, but I'd highly recommend you go and check this video out. It's 100% worth it. Please go and check it out.
So mean.
Was it?
No.
I mean, I think it's, well, I mean, I guess the truth.
Accurate.
I think the truth
genuinely
is
feel bad for Ian. He brought his ass out here as like the most smallest footnote of the night, puts his ass in the cuck chair, and then humiliates him beyond recognition.
This is no longer a dream. This is a nightmare.
You can say that again. You know who's in the corner back here? We're off camera. Anissa. Because she's the real cuck, and she's watching her husband get fucked.
It's just incredibly embarrassing for iDubbbz to be on the stream, and how he was used on the stream is hilarious. And you know what's even more embarrassing is Anissa tweeting about the Hassan stream, about how much it's made for charity, and acting like she had any part of it whatsoever, thanking people, acting like she was involved whatsoever. Anissa, you've got nothing to be thankful for. You fucked a charity event, you're not doing anything. Hassan has raised that money for charity, you haven't, you've had no involvement whatsoever here.
after Ethan got Lena to drop out. She was supposed to fight.
What an insane fucking thing to say with zero evidence. Ian knows that I didn't force Lena to drop out. We've explained what happened in detail, okay? You all fucking forced her to drop out. Give me a break, dude. She would be fighting if you didn't drop that. If you dropped that video after the event, she would be fighting in it. No question about it. No question. And that's kind of your fault, don't you think?
Lena is one of...
Ethan has basically said what I said in this video, and it's great to see it come directly from him, and I just don't know how anybody can believe Hassan here when there are clips that go against it, when he's got no proof whatsoever for the claims he is making. Everybody watching, that will do for today's video on Hassan, iDubbbz, H3, Creat Clash, whatever you want to call it. It will probably be called like the iDubbbz Creat Clash 3 situation just got worse or something like that. Probably something along those lines, but thank you everybody for watching today's video. If you did enjoy it, please feel free to leave a like and subscribe, and comment down below your thoughts on everything. I'm hoping, again, to try and break up all of these videos with, you know, other content, other situations, all that lovely stuff. But, you know, at the moment, it's really hard when this is the main thing going on and it's, you know, constantly giving updates. But like I said, I've been your host, Samuel, and I will catch you in the next YouTube video. And yes, this is absolutely hilarious.